So what is sober curious? Now, check this out. I didn't know what that term meant until I started creating video content on igniting your sobriety and quitting alcohol. And I want to share what sober curious means. And if you're someone out there who's sober curious, keep watching because I'm going to be dropping some game. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Jamie Dottie Garza, and it's time to ignite your sobriety. And let's talk about sober curious now. I'm going to go ahead and read this now. As someone who's been sober for almost 2 years now, over 600 days, what a journey it has been, what a quest it has been, because I'm not on a high horse, everybody. I've been battling with alcoholism for 15 years of my life. I'm currently 34 years old. I quit April 2022, and I made that commitment to myself, my wife, my kids, and the people who love me, and the people who don't know me, who get to know me, and of course, the Most High, right? But I didn't know what sober curious was. And in fact, I did some more research on it, so I want to share what this term means. Sober curious is a term that means questioning your relationship with alcohol and thinking about trying sobriety, even if you're not ready to commit to it. And I'm all for it because I reflect on my life now. I was sober curious a few times. And I see a lot of friends who have reached out to me on social media because this is the journey I'm doing. I'm telling my whole story. They know me from when we was drinking, 21, 22, when we was punishing our bodies with alcohol, and they want to become sober curious, but they don't know where to start. Or they might be in their head like, I can't do it. Or it might be something else stopping them. And I too was sober curious at many points in my life. Like I knew I had to quit, but where did I start? This is all I know. This is all I know how to live. That's exactly what was happening. Like, yeah, I was living, I was working, I had a job, I had this, but I didn't know no better coming home after work's done, turning up, going out, staying out till 1 or 2 a.m., drunk as a skunk. Like plenty times of making decisions I regretted, burning a lot of relationships because everyone, that drunk calling stuff, that was like my favorite hobby. And that was a very egotistical hobby too, because I'm waking people out they sleep, just drunk, babbling, talking a whole bunch of nonsense. It's all dopamine hit thinking I'm the ish when I wasn't. But there's been plenty of times in my life where I want to become sober curious. And the first time I did go through sober curiosity, or being sober curious officially again, was in 2016. 2016 is when I found out my son was about to be born. My girlfriend was about to leave me. We had a bad situation happen on New Year's Eve of 2015. I almost lost my best friend. Almost lost my girlfriend. It was bad, and I felt so embarrassed the next day and had to live with that. Being sober curious, that's when it started. Like, all right, let me go ahead and go cold turkey. I went cold turkey for a few weeks. And then slowly but surely again, I got into drinking some champagne or beer here and there. And I was in and out. I wasn't fully committed. And I always thought like, well, I'm not drinking as much as I used to. And that's kind of like how my life kept drifting on. And as I continued to grow, what was cool, there was I started to see others, go sober. And it sparked interest in me because I was seeing like celebrities do it, actors, rappers, 50 Cent like talking about it. And when Gucci Mane came out, I remember he got out, I forgot what year he got out, I think it was like 4 years ago. He went completely sober, no smoking, no drinking, and he made it look cool. That's somebody who I listen to a lot, so I'm like, all right, this is all curiosity sparking. I know now, because I'm a millennial, and I see Gen Z advocating for this sober, curious lifestyle, and I hope they continue to do it because we're going to be the ones who change the narrative for the next generation. And someone like me, as a millennial, I feel like we've seen it all. We've been 1 foot in, 1 foot out. We came up, I know I definitely came up 89 going into the 90s, right? go outside and play. And we didn't have no cell phones. I was telling my kids the other day, like, dang, we used to play video games and we used to have to go over each other's house on an N64 to play. We didn't have this online stuff. Oh, what do you guys do? Can you just text someone to go outside and play? Nah, dog, we had to ring the doorbell. What a time. But we're gonna be the ones who change things because we've seen it all. And we've seen like how alcohol played a part in the people we look up to, how destruction it can be, destructive. And then when we get more mindful of health, physical health, but more importantly, the mental health. I'm speaking for the mental health because I'm someone who battles with mental health, who has been battling with mental health before there was even a thing about it. And that alcohol was a huge factor just keeping me in bondage of overcoming my mental health issues. And I love that Gen Z is so more pushing the agenda to, you don't need alcohol to have a good time. And I love to see it because when I was coming up, alcohol, house parties, all that stuff, that's the stuff that we were portrayed in movies we watched. But that was the stuff that we were portrayed when we heard and what we saw around us. I know for me, I thought this was the way, like, oh, this is how you be cool. So I really want to make this video for anyone who's sober curious. My beliefs on being sober curious, I'm all for it. Let's keep pushing sober curious because all it takes is to be curious about something and you never know what happened. I know one day I was curious about a video camera. I never owned a video camera growing up until I worked at Best Buy, bought a video camera. I actually won a video camera. I used to work in the camera department like 2009. I got me a flip cam. That's where all I started. I was creating little content, and I'll share more content like that for you guys. Because guess what? Your boy was drinking. I was taking that thing everywhere, right? I was documenting, getting drunk, getting furred up with my homies, and just having a good time. Sober curious. If you're someone out there who wants to see what sobriety can do for you, stay sober curious and give it a shot. Try for 72 hours. I know a lot of things in my life I tried. Before I became vegetarian. I'm like 3 years in. It started by getting curious. My body was telling me signs. My body was telling me, oh, well, chicken always makes your stomach hurt. Something's got to change. I listened to my body. When I knew I had to get rid of the alcohol, I was listening to my body. This was happening all the time. It could be like 1 p.m. one day. It's a regular day. I'm shaking. I couldn't stop shaking. I wasn't even cold. I wasn't a lot of things. I'm just chilling. I'm just cooling. And it's just shaking nonstop. I listen to your body. So that curiosity sparked a lot of things. But we got to be intentional. And we got to pay attention to the signs. I made a video on some of the signs that it might be time to quit the alcohol. You could click the link above or check it out in the comments if you missed that. So it's all about being sober curious. If you're someone out there who's watching this video and you're sober curious, this ain't no coincidence. I already mentioned a lot of times on this channel, there's no such thing as a coincidence. You were meant to watch this video. Give it a shot. Maybe you do a 24-hour challenge. Maybe a 48-hour challenge. Maybe it might be a thing where, like, you know what? I'm going dry for the whole month. Make it a thing. Make it a challenge. And see if you still love that feeling and if it's making you the best version that you're intended to be. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more video content to ignite your sobriety, then I highly encourage you, hit the red button, subscribe to the channel so you never miss another video. Ignite your sobriety.